Good morning, friends. How are we doing today? It's time for another Clary story time. Jody Shrimplin here, your educational coordinator, and I'm really excited to share a story about a really fun little animal. We don't see a whole lot of them here, but they do live around, but they're just so sneaky. They're kind of hard to see. But today we're going to read Red Fox at Hickory Lane. This is another one of our Smithsonian books, so it has at the end, we will talk a little bit scientific kind of about what the foxes do and how they live. And this is written by Kathleen M. Hollenbeck, and it's illustrated by Wendy Smith. So, Red Fox at Hickory Lane. It is early evening in the backyard of the yellow house on Hickory Lane. The warm summer has just slipped out of sight. Crouched in the shadows at the foot of a tree, a father red fox waits. He's over here. They're really pretty animals. A young mouse scurries through the grass nearby. Ears perked, Father Fox remains quiet and still. He cannot see the mouse, but he can hear it. Father Fox crouches lower and then leaps from his hiding place. He pounces on the unsuspecting mouse and traps it between his front paws. So there's her mouse. And his little nose is at the top. Carrying the mouse in his mouth, Father Fox trots to the edge of the backyard. He slips through a hole between two bushes and disappears into the woods. Skillfully, Father Fox makes his own path through the trees. His footsteps are sure and silent. He comes to a clearing and stops, dropping the mouse beside a tall fern. So there he is heading into the woods. Father Fox pushes the fern aside to reveal a hole in the ground. Once the home of a woodchuck, it is now a fox den. Father Fox awaits by the den. He watches as Mother Fox climbs out. Seconds later, 4 furry cubs scurry out of the den and into the moonlight. One sees the mouse and grabs it with his mouth. As he eats it, the other cubs rush to Father Fox. He opens his mouth and lets the cubs sniff inside. Finding no food there, they begin to play. Father Fox and Mother Fox sit in the clearing and watch their cubs. The cubs chase each other, they tumble in the low grass and they pounce. They wrestle and fight. Such play helps the cubs grow stronger. It teaches them skills they will need to survive on their own. The cubs practice hunting too. They pounce on beetles and grasshoppers. They play with feathers and sticks that Mother Fox has brought from the woods. They use them as toys for chewing and pouncing. A leaf scrapes across the ground. Last month, this noise would have scared the cubs back into the den. But today, they are stronger and braver, and they ignore it. Later, Father Fox and Mother Fox hunt together in the woods around the den. Father Fox sniffs. He senses a rabbit nearby. He crouches on one side of a thicket. Then he lunges, scaring the rabbit from its resting place. The rabbit leaps out of the thicket straight into the path of Mother Fox. And in a flash, Mother Fox pounces and catches the rabbit in her mouth. There's our rabbit. And there's Mom. Father Fox fox and mother fox lead their cubs on a short trip into the woods. They teach them to hunt for food such as berries, insects, and earthworms. There is much the cubs need to learn as they grow. On later trips, their parents will teach them how to catch prey, find safe spots to rest, store food, and how to avoid danger. As the family hunts, Father Fox sees a young coyote among the trees. He barks, warning Mother Fox that the cubs are in danger. Father Fox slowly trots away in full view of the coyote. The coyote chases Father Fox through the woods. Mother Fox quickly leads her cubs to safety in a nearby woodchuck burrow. So he led the coyote away in time for Mom to hide. The coyote is fast, but Father Fox outruns him. The coyote turns around and approaches the woodchuck burrow, where Mother Fox and the cubs are hiding. He sticks his nose in and sniffs. The opening is too small, and he can't reach Mother Fox and the cubs. Defeated, the coyote slowly walks away. So there's his nose poking in. And Mom and the babies are fine. Dawn is near. Mother Fox and her cubs return to the den in the woods. The cubs are tired from their play and exciting hunting trip. They stretch out lazily in front of the den. Mother Fox lays down to keep watch. As the sun rises, Father Fox returns to the backyard behind the yellow house. By autumn, the cubs will no longer need Father Fox. They will be nearly full grown and will leave their den to find homes of their own. Like their father, they will find food and teach their own cubs to hunt. Until then, Father Fox will continue the life he knows, spending nights with the cubs and days on his own, behind the yellow house on Hickory Lane. So that was our story about the red fox. And now we have the little kind of like fact page that the Smithsonian always includes at the end of their books. So about the red fox. The red fox lives throughout most of North America, Europe, Asia, and parts of Northern Africa, India, and Japan. A member of the canine family, the red fox weighs about as much as a small dog. Its distinctive bushy tail nearly matches the length of its body. Despite its name, a red fox may have a reddish-brown, silver, or black fur. By 6 months of age, its thick fur has 2 layers, one to protect the animal from wind and water, and one to keep its body warm. When threatened, red foxes most often avoid danger by running away, unless they have offspring with them. Sure-footed, swift, and intelligent, they know to lead predators on a wild chase through the brush and bramble over fallen trees and across streams, usually successful in outwitting predators. The red fox is often aptly labeled sly and crafty. Well, I hope you enjoyed our book, Red Fox at Hickory Lane. And this is brought to you as a free service by our Clary donors. If you would like to join that group of donors, just go ahead and click our donate button. But if not, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next week. Have a great week.